Welcome, fans, to the season preview episode of Rangers Ed. This is your host, Cousin Ed. I'm here with my co-host, Little Ed. What's up, buddy?
How we doing? Had a
Doing.
great weekend with you fellas, and now we're really gearing up for the regular season, right?
Yeah, we're getting ready. Coach Ed's over there. What's up, Coach? You're at your alternate spot.
What's,
How you doing?
what's going on, fellas? Trying to recover from that long weekend.
Yeah, I heard you guys had some issues on Monday. The flights delayed and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
long day in the airport and the airplane, but the weekend itself, sleep schedule was a little off, so it's a little tough, but we're good.
The weekend was fun.
Yeah, shout out EA the PA for turning 30.
Welcome to the 30 Club. Mikey Produces, you're already in the 30 Club. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas? I'm in the same boat as all you guys, still recovering a little bit, but blessed to have had a great weekend with everybody.
Did you guys take it easy on Sunday?
I guess for the most part, we went down to the beach, hung out there for a couple of hours, and then just went back home and, did the same thing, pool.
How late were you guys
Food.
out on Saturday?
Saturday was a late one. I have not done that in a very, very long time. We went out to downtown St. Pete's, and we went to a couple of bars, closed them out at 3 a.m. Took an Uber back, and then did a little bit of night swimming until about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. So,
all right,
it was a good one.
Sounds like a college day.
I was not part of that.
Little Ed turned in early that night. So did I. But sounds like a blast. But I'm excited.
Great weekend. We had a nice day on the boat as well on Saturday, right?
Oh, the boat. Yeah. Yeah, that's my first time out on a boat in Tampa. I haven't been out there. It was nice. It was a lot of fun. I saw a stingray. It went right under Coach Ed. I was hanging out there for a little bit, and it was a lot of fun though. Good times.
Saw some fishies.
Yeah, good times. And again, happy birthday to EA the PA. Can't believe she's already 30, man. That means I'm getting really old. It's bananas.
Quick little I got a couple of surprises here from Meg over at Suiter's Sweet Treats. She hooked EA the PA up with some merch.
What is that, YSL?
Merch. I think that's a Louis. Here's a Chanel.
Nice.
Not sure if this is also another Louis, but Aaron's got some bags for days.
Unbelievable.
At least she's got to have those bags and not the real ones, right, Mike?
Yeah, this might be a little cheaper.
Those are beautiful. Suitors Sweet Treats. Check them out. They always do a great job. What is it? SuitorsSweetTreats.net. I always forget this. I need to write it down. SuitorsSweetTreats.net is the store, right? There it is.
Yes, it is.
SuitorsSweetTreats.net. Check them out for sure. They make great cookies. They ship to you in the vacuum sealed packaging. They do a great job, and use the promo code. Little Ed knows it. Ed Pod, or is it Rangers Ed? What is it? You're on mute, buddy.
Ed Pod 23.
Ed Pod 23. We have different.
Well, I'm trying to avoid making background noises because Coach Ed's background noises have not stopped since we hit record. So,
What background noise?
Chewing, taking a sip of your 7-Eleven soda. We hear the cars in the background, I think, driving by Kathy's window. I think every single background noise has been picking up.
You might hear a puppy barking in the background too, because we just got a puppy, little golden retriever. She's 6 weeks old, and she barks a lot. She whines, so you might hear that too. So look, it wouldn't be a Rangers Ed episode without Coach Ed chewing in the background. I think all the fans know that. They're used to it.
You're gonna miss me someday.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do it right now.
You'll be chewing in my memory someday.
Yeah, one day I'll be 60
when the time comes.
One day I'll be 60 and chewing, and somebody will complain about it. But
anyway. Kathy doesn't have the air conditioning on. It's hot as hell in here.
It's funny. Um. Anyway, so I'm excited though. We get to finally talk. Preseason is ending, so we get to talk regular season. What we think is going to happen. During the season, where the Rangers are going to end up, what the playoffs might look like. It's going to be a fun episode. Always love this episode. It's one of my favorite ones to do. But before we do that, we got our boy Oscar from Oscar's Pro Stitch Hockey on to talk some jersey talk. There's an alternate jersey coming out and the Stadium Series as well. And maybe we'll do a little unboxing. Let's bring Oscar on. Oscar.
What's up, boys?
buddy?
Sorry, I'm getting ready here.
What's going on, bud?
You guys can hear me all right?
Yeah,
Beautifully.
absolutely. And you look
What's
good
up,
too.
boys? What's up, Coach?
What's that?
Coach.
What's that jersey? What's that jersey you're sporting there?
What's that background? Is that like a default Microsoft 1978 background? What you got going on?
It's
What is
my
that?
alternate.
His alternate location.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
wearing,
al-
I'm wearing
the
my alternate concept. So I think last episode we kind of told you guys I had something in the pipeline for a baby blue, kind of like the old 20s jersey, right? So this is the one that I kind of Frankenstein together and put together some felt letters, some felt numbers, and so this is
That's
my
beautiful.
clearly Coach Ed
pitching-
doesn't follow me on Instagram because he would have seen it, right?
I could barely text Oscar.
Yeah,
Oscar.
I would say we sent it to the group chat, but that wouldn't mean anything either.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, we got
you gotta
Coach
pitch
Ed in the
that to the
fantasy
Rangers.
league though.
You got to pitch that to the NHL for the Winter Classic.
Yeah, that would be.
No, I
That
thought
would be
that
pretty
you're
cool
aiming
if
for
they-
the Centennial jersey next year, no?
Oh, that'd be even cooler.
Yeah. Man,
Next year's the
has it been a
Centennial.
year
Wow.
since I jumped on for preseason?
I don't know. You did the live show with us. I guess.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, I guess
That was
preseason.
March.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's good
You're
to
right.
see you. And
Yeah.
so
you guys,
so you
hope you
you
guys had a good
developed
summer.
you developed that whole concept for that jersey. It looks like the like a play on the what's it called, the Heritage jersey. Like the
Yeah,
dark
so
blue?
it's kind of a mixture of the two, right? So the New York, the kind of that one that we saw in the Heritage jersey that it's been a while now since we've had, and then kind of went with the baby blue. So it was actually kind of a jersey. The donor jersey was actually the Winnipeg Third jersey that I used. And so what I did was I chopped off the sleeves for the Winnipeg and I put on sleeves for the Rangers, and then I did a whole kit in the back as well for Foxy. So I don't know. I'll send you guys pictures so I'm not, so it's not on YouTube. Me, look, you guys can see my ass on YouTube.
You don't want to bend over on YouTube.
Yeah.
Someone's not
Yeah.
wearing pants.
Yeah, listeners, I appreciate you guys listening, but definitely check out the YouTube to see Oscar sporting his new jersey. Yeah, I definitely like the lighter blue look. But my question to you is, do you think they're going to incorporate any kind of like glitter, I guess you want to call it? Like Bruin did like the gold like shimmer for their Centennial. I'm so not really glitter. It's not really a shimmer. I don't know. What do you think? What would you call it?
Boston did a great job. I think. I mean that's an organization that clearly has their act together, right? With their unveiling party, inviting all the fans out, and doing this before preseason, before training camp, so kind of get fans excited and ready for the season. So I like what they did. I like the design a lot. I'm a little surprised, to be honest, because I genuinely believed when Fanatics said, "Hey, please no new concepts, no new jerseys as we move away from Adidas." That didn't really seem to pan out, because now we're having teams with new jerseys coming out.
Yeah, man. So tell me the Stadium Series. What's going on with that?
I can't wait to see that. So I think we probably won't see it until before the Christmas break and all that, before that approaches. So it'll be a while, but I'm hoping they go. Obviously, it's going to be a white jersey because we're the road team. That's the rules. The Rangers cannot play a home game outside of Madison Square Garden. I think those those are the rules with the city and the Garden. But so we're the away team. So it's obvious we're going to be a white jersey. I mean, I'd put my money on it, but I hope they go with something like, themed for the football stadium there. Like they'll go with like a white color rush jersey that, the Giants wore, that it was like all white, white socks, white pants, white jersey, and then incorporate the red, white, and blue in the jersey. And then, maybe do an NYR across the chest would be cool. Or maybe even the Rangers R that you have on your hat there, Cousin Ed, wouldn't be the first time a New York team, wore an R for a crest. You got to go back 100 years. Last team that wore an R on their jersey was the Rovers, I believe. So not many people know. Coach Ed, you went to one of those games, right?
It's possible, but then the Rangers minor league team was the Providence Reds or the Rhode Island Reds years ago. Did they have an R?
Yeah.
I thought they had an R.
I think so. Actually, I think
NHL
you're right.
team.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah.
Had a similar to the R on Eddie's hat.
I'm not going to lie to you. If they brought out white pants and white gloves, I think
I wouldn't like that.
I'm
No,
not
they
a
gotta go
fan
red.
of that. I'm not a fan of like LA's kit, whatever you want to call it, when they had the white pants and the white gloves. I wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see the Rangers. I think they kind of stick with the red, white, and blue gloves and the red pants, and they kind of just build around that. I don't really see them changing that. I think that's like the tradition. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they come up with. I always like the cream too. The Stadium Series or the Winter Classic cream jersey was beautiful.
2012,
so maybe do something with that as long as it's a light color. So yeah, I think they got a lot of options. Hopefully they don't screw it up.
Yeah, and I think I sent you that picture of the training camp. Me and my buddy were kind of going back and forth. The training camp shirts where they showed a crest, like an old school New York Rangers crest, and I'm like, oh, are they testing the waters to see what could be coming out? Because the rumor is we might be getting a third alternative jersey soon. So if those rumors are true, then who knows? Maybe we'll get a jersey with a crest again.
That was the next question, the next topic. You're saying that or the rumors are that it's going to drop in a few weeks, I guess November.
Yeah, well, November in a month. So I mean, if it's true that we're getting a third, that would be awesome. That we haven't had a third jersey since the Heritage Series, since the 85th anniversary season, where we had, was it Chris Drury as captain that year. So
you don't consider the reverse retro as a third jersey?
No, because we only had that was more of like a campaign, like a design campaign. It was one and done for the 1.0s, and then they said,
so you think this one will stick around?
Yeah, I hope so. Who knows? Maybe it'll stick around for 2 seasons, and then we'll get like a centennial season, right?
Well, isn't it better for you if they come out with a new one every year, more sales?
Yeah,
more of a headache.
Yeah.
You know me, I'm not about that. I want something, longevity that's going to stick in the fan base for a long time.
Yeah. I'd love it if they do the crest. I loved when they did the throwback, the vintage jersey a couple years back.
From the 70s you're talking about?
15 years ago at this point. Yeah, 1975 or 77 jersey.
Yeah, those are
jersey.
Nice.
I always see.
Those are cool for sure.
I think that 2005 season we saw Yager, right? Yager, that was one of the last seasons we saw him wear it. And then that was it.
But at the same time, I think the Liberty's just a popular design, so they might just stick with what works and go with that again.
Yeah, but they just brought it back,
Yeah. I wouldn't mind not seeing a Liberty.
What about the Freedom Tower?
Could be a new logo.
That'd be a curveball.
Oh, you mean like a new logo?
Something on the sleeve, maybe on the shoulder.
Yeah,
they could do that. Well, that's how it starts, right? They put a logo on the sleeve of an alternate, and then 2 or 3 years later, that logo moves to the main logo, and then they make a new logo for the sleeve, right? So,
yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Not a bad idea.
All right, can I open this jersey now? I waited like a year.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I want to see your reaction.
He's been crying all weekend, Oscar.
Fans, if you're listening in your car, If you're listening in the car, pause it, go home, pop open the YouTube because Cousin Ed's about to be a little kid on Christmas.
Yeah, he wrapped
don't
it
want-
so well.
you don't
it
wanna
took me
miss this.
45 minutes to open it. All right.
This is horrible podcasting.
There's the
Is
box.
it an empty box? Imagine if it was an empty box.
I can see it.
Anyone know what
Sammy
jersey number
Play
it is?
jersey.
Yeah, we know what he's getting.
I
He
can
knows it.
see it. Wow, this thing already looks beautiful. Wow.
How long has he actually been waiting for this jersey, Oscar? And how long did it take you to make? Walk us through it while he's doing this.
Oh my God, this thing is. I'm gonna take my headphones off so you guys can see this.
Like he's at the draft when they put the jersey on.
I see the 1994 patch on the sleeve or on the shoulder, I should say. There it is, right there. Once again, head over to YouTube, Rangers Ed Podcast. Look at that,
Very nice.
Kovalev.
Wow.
Those numbers,
Cute.
they look a little
Fight
different.
strap in there. This is a
White strap
beauty.
means it's authentic. Now, what is it? CCM or starter? We couldn't remember
Wow, look at
CCM,
this thing.
over the weekend. CCM for 1994. Beautiful. Fits like a glove too. Look at him.
This thing is beautiful. Beautiful. My man. Thank you. Thank you. I'm wearing it for the episode, by the way.
Is he happy now?
Nice.
This thing is amazing, dude. So they had the patch
See, it
only
was-
on the one side for the finals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now they put it on the front of the jerseys. They don't put it on the shoulder anymore.
What's the brand?
Well,
This is the
The
original?
Rangers still will always the
CCM.
Rangers will always have the patch on
Jeez.
the shoulders.
God, I forgot how the old jerseys
Sure.
had like the holes in it to breathe. Now
Yeah,
it's like the
the
material
90s
is like,
mesh, CCM
yeah,
mesh.
it's that mesh, dude. It's crazy. Beautiful jersey. Wow, dude. Thank you so much, man. Wow, dude. I can't wait to give this one to my wife too. Not only to give me this one, but I'm gonna unbox hers. As
Yeah,
well.
we made. You're forgetting there's two jerseys in there, right? You can't forget your wife. You know, you got the one for her. So
The little
course.
Lundqvist.
Of course, she gets this one.
Child
So-
small.
Which style is this one?
that's the one. So you sent me. You told me she wears like a small, like she doesn't wear your traditional small, jersey. You told me to get her a large, extra large kids.
Kids. Yeah. No, I know the size, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, is this like
So
from
that's
any particular year or anything? Wow. Dude, this is so well made. The stitching on this is insane. You stitched this all yourself, Hollis?
Yes, that's the idea.
I can't. Man, I think you guys are cutting out on me
Oh
here.
no, we lose an Oscar.
You see me, Oscar? My question was, did you stitch this all yourself? We lost him. Wow. This is unbelievable. This is insane. I'm like in shock, dude. This thing is beautiful.
Yeah, that came out really nice.
Yeah, look at this thing, man. With the 94 patch.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He does phenomenal work. Yes,
Yeah.
once again, head on over to the YouTube to check it out. And Oscar never disappoints. So definitely check out Oscar's Instagram. It's at
Look, there's no
Oscar's
plate on it
PSH.
either. It's just on there.
Mikey just threw it up there. Yeah, man. It's beautiful.
Like the Lundqvist one has like the plate, the nameplate.
Yep. They didn't do the plate back then. They do it now. Head on over to Oscar's Instagram and shoot him a DM to place an order and mention Rangers Ed to get a little discount.
Yeah, check
Why'd
out.
you
Oscar.
take it off and put it back on?
Yeah.
I wanted to show the letters on the back.
Oh,
So my collection of Russian jerseys is growing. I now have Bushnevich, and now I got Kovalev. So I'm just missing Panarin.
He's back.
He's back.
Sorry, boys. Yeah, it looks like my laptop lost connectivity there, so I'm
Oh,
on my phone now.
All good, dude. This is insane. Like I got a smile on my face the whole episode now. You guys got to check. We were saying they got to check you out on Instagram at Oscars PSH and place an order if you want a jersey. He only took a long time of mine. He usually does the customers a lot faster. But if it's me, it takes the sweet time. But no, thank you so much, dude. I finally have a legit jersey that you're not going to make fun of me for wearing.
Do
And
me a
I'll be
favor.
proud
Now
to
you got to get
wear
all
this
your
to the
fake
garden.
jerseys, get all the counterfeit jerseys, just put them in a bag, and just leave them outside for for the next
Well,
trash pickup.
No, I was telling them I got the Russian jersey collection growing now. I got Kovalev and Bushnevich, so I got to get
I'll,
Panarin.
I'll get you a real Butch. I'll make you a real Butch if you want.
Oh, for sure. Let's do it. Coach, who else can I get? Zubov, Nemchinov, Panarin, Shesterkin. It's a lot.
Zherdev.
Zherdev. I'll pass on this.
Anisimov,
Nikolai
Anisimov
Zherdev.
Anisimov is a good one for sure.
Vitaly Kravtsov.
Pavel Bore.
Making
Do
you a
that.
Peter Nedved jersey.
Ooh, that's
Nedved,
a
I
good
like
one, too.
Nedved.
I
Yeah,
love
he's-
Nedved Russian?
No, he's Czech.
He was like a Walmart version of Yager.
Walmart version. Oh my God, Oscar! Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I'm excited to see the Stadium Series jersey come out. We might have to have you record something and so we could pop it in. When is that going to be announced? Do you know?
I'm thinking it's probably gonna be right before Christmas, so we'll see it like a couple weeks maybe before Christmas, I would think. So we're still, I know we're still waiting. I don't know if it has been released. The Stadium Series logo itself is going to be released hopefully soon, if it hasn't been already. But yeah, once
I haven't
that comes
seen
out,
anything.
we'll have a better idea.
Sweet. Yeah, we'll bring you back for that. And you guys doing the opening night thing, right? Let's go right around the corner.
Yeah. So are you joining? Are you coming up for that, or is it just?
No, I can't.
It'll just be me, Mikey, Coach Ed, and one lucky guest. We'll have to see who gets the fourth ticket.
Oh, nice.
No, I'm definitely when I come up, I'm definitely gonna go to the Garden. And I'm definitely wearing this jersey, so you'll be able to spot me by your own handiwork. But, so opening night, what did you guys do? Rent something out, or what are you doing?
Yeah, well, we were going to, and then I think the Garden just decided, it's we got a new coach. We're probably gonna go all the way, and they jacked up all the prices again. So we're gonna sit down in the 200s, 202, and then watch the game. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on, dude, and thank you again for the jersey. Check him out at Oscars PSH on Instagram. Awesome stuff. Really appreciate you, dude.
Yeah, thank you, boys. So we'll talk soon. Go Rangers.
Great job, Oscar. See you soon, bud.
See you, Coach. See you, Mikey.
Hard work.
All right, so now I got my attire for every episode locked in. This thing is incredible.
Now,
look at this thing.
And Cousin Ed's got to find something else to talk about now that he's got his jersey.
Yeah, so I got look. I have a long list of complaints, so I'll just move down to the next one. So, no, Oscar, I just give him crap. I'm giving him, crap. Obviously, he's it puts a lot of work into these jerseys, and it really came out beautiful.
It took him a long time to hunt down the 94 jersey, apparently. So once he did that, I don't know what the excuse was, but
it's just like this thing is like unreal, man. It's just unbelievable.
Beautiful.
Anyway, all right, season preview. Let's get going. So we're going to talk about a couple things. First we're going to, what is the roster going to look like? You guys are going to tell me your lineup. We'll go through across power play PK if you want. We'll make a bold prediction. I stuck with this because in years past, Coach Ed has always made a bold prediction that has been pretty accurate. Coach Ed keeps winning the bold prediction, so I got to keep going until he's wrong. So we're gonna do the bold prediction again, and then we'll talk about some categories of I don't want to call them awards, but our preseason prediction awards, and then we'll talk about who we think is going to make the playoffs. So if you're interested in any of those topics, feel free to skip ahead to those. But we're going to start with the roster construction. So, Little Ed, I'm going to start with you. We got a lot of holdovers here: the Banajad, Trocheck, Hedel, Kako, et cetera, et cetera. So I want you to tell me who your lines are for the season. You're the coach. Forget what Laviolette's going to do. Like, what would you make the lines? And that will determine, obviously who you think is going to make the team or who you would pick to make the team based on their play in preseason. So let's start with you. Tell me your forward lines.
I'm going with Kreider, Zuby, and Kako on the first line. We got Panarin, Hedel, and Laffy on the second line. Third line, I'm going with VC, Trocheck, and Wheeler. I think VC's definitely earned a spot on the third line, and I think he could bring some offense, and he could work well with Trocheck. I think they're also really good friends behind the scenes, so I think the chemistry's there from the start. And then the fourth line anchoring with Pitlick, Goody, and Benino. Yeah,
Dude,
that's what I would go with.
My lines are the exact same except
What
flip.
about a bumper forward? Don't you have to
Coach-
pick one extra forward?
Yeah, you could pick a spare forward.
I don't even know who I have left there.
It's got to be someone
Um,
cheap, that's for sure.
I'll go with Cooley making the team.
What
Cooley.
about your boy?
No
Who's my
Brzezinski.
boy?
Johnny B.
He's the captain of the heart of the Wolfpack. They're not coughing him off to the big team anytime soon, unfortunately. I think he's having a really good camp though. It's hard to cut a guy like him, but I don't think they're for some reason he has had so many opportunities and they don't keep him around very long. Whether that's a contract thing or what, I don't know, but he's never around very long. I think they like letting him just hang out in Hartford and then they can call him up whenever they need him.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. So, Ed, I had the same exact lines as you, except Laffy and Kako switched. So I have Laffy with Kreider and Zibby, and I have Kako with Panarin and Hedel. And I only did that because Kako is, a better defensive player, and I feel like Panarin and Hedel are a little bit of a liability defensively. That was really
That's
the only
fair.
reason.
Yeah, I had Lafty on that one to start, and then I switched it. So I mean, either way,
Yeah, I
think 1 and 2.
as long as they're in the top 6, right? And also I can just
Absolutely.
envision Laffy
At least to
setting up
start.
Mika. Just picture Laffy setting up Mika and racking up assists. Like that's, giggity,
Yeah.
right? Coach Ed, what do you got for your forward lines?
I got Laffy, Zibby, and Kreider. I got Panarin, Trocheck, and Wheeler. VC, Hedel, and Kako. Goody, Benino, and Pitlick. And Johnny B is my spare.
I got Leshizian as my spare.
I thought
agree with-
Decision was gone.
No, he's on the team.
You sure? I thought
Yeah,
someone who
he
was
played
on
the other
waivers
night.
that someone else picked him up.
That was Ty Emberson.
No, I don't think so. All right.
Yeah, no, Leshizian didn't get picked up yet. I don't think he got sent down yet. I don't think he's going to be the spare, but that's who I would pick because he's cheap. And honestly, the other guys, I'd rather go down and play in Hartford. But yeah, so Coach, I want to ask you, your second line is what?
Trocheck, Panarin, and Wheeler.
And your third line?
Hedel, VC, and Kako.
I mean, that's probably what Laviolette's going to do, right? It's like what it's like what I'm expecting. But all right, Mikey P.
I got Kreider, Zippy, and Kako. Breadman, Trocheck, and Laffy. VC, Hedel, and Wheeler. Goody, Benino, and Pitlick on the fourth line.
Yeah, I like Pitlick is I think gonna be a fan favorite. He's a hard-nosed guy. Joe Micheletti said it like 10 times. I watched like one preseason game and he just kept repeating how Pitlick is a hard-nosed player. So I think he's gonna get that spot.
In the two press conferences I saw with Laviolette, he was raving about him.
Yeah.
The way he's been playing. So that doesn't mean much. They ask him and he says it. He hasn't said anybody's playing bad, so.
No, those veteran guys like that who are fighting for their NHL life are always valuable to have around. So, he might not last the whole season, but I think he's earned the right to start in the fourth line. Should be interesting what they do. I think the top 9 is really a mix and match. We'll see where Laviolette ends up.
Rempe wouldn't be a bad one to keep around too, as an extra huge body for certain opponents. Kind of like a Revo, a better skating Revo.
Throw him in there against the Islanders and the Bruins and whatnot.
He's another monster, that kid.
That kid is huge.
Against bigger defensemen and stuff, bigger teams, you could throw him on the fourth line instead of I don't know, Pitlick.
Yeah. Well, they've been doing this thing. If you guys pay attention to who they draft, the rounds like 5 to 7 is like a no-name guy who's like 6'7" or 6'8" every year. It's like those picks. The Adam Edstrom, Rempe, the goalie, everybody. What's his name? Hugo Olis or whatever. All those guys are 6'8", 6'7".
You go.
I think they're just looking for big bodies and trying to strike, gold with a big player. So we'll see. Rempe played well in the preseason. He dropped the mitts and looked like a hard-nosed kid. So we'll see. He might get a chance at some point, if not right away. But let's talk about the defense. Coach Ed, tell me, what are your D pairs going into the season, and who's your 7th D? We're not going to pick an 8th D, just 7.
I mean, I got Fox and Lindy together still, Truber and Miller. I'm going to go with Schneider and Gustafson with Harper as the 7th.
Gustafson and Harper is the 7th. Gotcha.
I mean, I'd like to see Schneider move up and play with somewhere else, but how are you going to do that? I don't until Truber's out or somebody's out. It's going to be hard for him to crack the top 4.
Yeah. Mikey, what about you?
Identical, except that I'm putting Schneider with Harper. I'll put Gustafson as the 7th D.
Mikey going with the defense first. I like it. So Harper in as the 6th D, Gustafson the 7th.
You really don't like it, but
I like it because it's content, Coach. But I wouldn't do that. Little Ed.
I'm going with the same as Coach. So Gustafson and Schneider as the 3rd pair. And I agree, but at the same time, I mean, you know how I am. I like to, if they have an opportunity, keep it well balanced. Obviously, Fox getting more minutes on the power play and penalty kill and stuff like that. I think they could roll the 3 pairs pretty evenly at even strength, especially when you have Schneider. I mean, he's a top 4 defenseman on any other team, pretty much.
Yeah, I like that.
And Gustafson, Laviolette obviously loves him too. So 5-on-5, like I said, roll the 3 pairs as much as you can. Save Fox, save Trouba for the end of the season. Miller, respect 2. Lindgren is injury prone. There's no reason to put him on the ice if you have 3 good pairs. Things like that.
Yeah, I don't mind it to leave Schneider and Trouba where they are, but I flipped them. I'd probably flip them. I think Schneider is ready to take those top 4 minutes, and Trouba probably needs to be sheltered a little bit at this point. But when it comes down to it, we need a big hit or we need a big play. Trouba's the guy. He's the captain of the team, so he's probably not going to get demoted. But I would put Lindgren with Fox, Miller with Schneider, Gustafson with Trouba, and I got Jones as my spare because I don't want to lose him on waivers. I'd rather waive Harper. I don't think he'll get claimed, so I would strategically waive him and hang on to Jones as long as I can. We got to Libor Hayek him until he goes to Europe or whatever.
Next time you have to put the outline. You have to put that in the outline. Like if you pick Jones, this is what it means.
Oh, I got to explain that to everybody.
Yeah, we can't keep track. How are we supposed to know that?
But then you're going to know
Jones
my
if that's the case.
You're going to know my thought process. We're going to have the same picks. It's going to be bias. Like,
all right,
bias.
my team's in a bubble where you can't lose anybody.
So
Jones
there's no
makes it
such
to
thing
Harvard.
as waivers.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the power play. I think there's been a lot of chatter online about power play. Larry Brooks tweeted out for the next game, Kreider, Trocheck, Zibanejad, Fox, Panarin, PP1. No surprise there. And Cooley was practicing with Kako, Wheeler, Gustafson, and Keandre on PP2. Heedle's not dressed and Laffy wasn't dressed, so who knows what'll actually happen come regular season. But I'm curious what you guys think. Mainly Coach. I know you like the 2D on the power play. Looks like Laviolette liked that too with Gustafson and Miller together. But just curious, what do you got for PP1 and PP2 this year?
First of all these changes that these guys are talking about and reporting, every time they ask him in his interviews, he says we're only doing it because we want to see what they could do in that position. Doesn't mean they're going to be there game 1. But anyway, I'm of the fan of just keeping the top 2 lines as PP1 and 2. Fox and Miller at PP1 and Fox and Truba on 2.
So you don't have Heedle or Kako on the power play?
Not as of now, no.
Okay. I need to understand why you wouldn't do that.
I don't think Heedle has the hockey IQ to be able to be on the power play personally. He's not a good passer. And maybe Kako could fill in somewhere. I would put Kako on the point before Bread, but no, I don't. You can't have everybody. You can't. That's my choice.
All right. That's Coach doesn't think Heedle's a good passer, so he doesn't get on the power play. All right, Little Ed.
I don't think he's not. He's just not.
No, it's an opinion.
No, he's not.
It's an opinion.
Okay. Based on fact.
No,
How many assists did he have?
23.
And how many goals?
22.
All right, so that he should have double his goals in passing as a center, traditionally.
Okay. So should every other center on the team then, right?
What is Zibby's stats?
Zibby was probably what? Third Mike, look it up. I think like 37 goals, maybe 45 or 50 assists, something like that. He was around like 88 points.
Well, he had power play points too, though, so that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a power play guy. So
that's okay, Coach. We'll banter about that
okay.
all year. We'll banter about it all year.
I know it's okay.
Little Ed, what's your power play?
My power play, I got Zibby, Panarin, Kreider, Laffy on the right wall, and Fox at the top. Right?
I gotta ask why Laffy on PP1. Have you been
like
seeing
his
this
shot? I like his left-handed
criticism?
shot.
No, you've been seeing the criticism though. I mean, you're always on social media. I mean, there's some fans that want to send him to Hartford. Like people are going crazy. He has no preseason points. He's getting quote unquote scratched in the next game by Laviolette. There's fans that want him traded. He's a bust. Like it's out of control right now with Laffy. So to hear you say Laffy PP1, are you just ignoring all that crap, or do you think that we can't look at the preseason? Like, what's your thinking there?
I'm 100% ignoring all that. I mean, for Laviolette to quote unquote scratch him, I think he wants him to be up in the box, maybe with an associate coach or some kind of coach up there with him to show him what he might be missing or what they want him to do or to focus on. So getting scratched in preseason, I think, is ridiculous, and to be this critical of the kid in preseason is also ridiculous. I mean, we beat it to death. He's still only 21 years old. I mean, everyone develops differently. I mean, we've said this a million times. Like he might not turn out to be the superstar we hoped he would be, but it could still take him some time for it to click and for him to get the opportunities, which he hasn't even gotten yet.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think he filled in for Kreider towards the end of last season on the power play, and I think he did really well. So I think if he kind of carries that over, plus he has the good left-handed shot on the right wall. I always said that because Strome played in that spot, and I always said that they need a lefty there instead. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for him to get and to hopefully shine. And I like the way he battles on the walls, and he'll be able to support Kreider down low and win those battles behind the net. And he has the quick foot speed that he worked on in the offseason, like they said. So maybe that's why. Maybe they told him he's got to work on his foot speed to be able to get to those loose pucks on the power play.
First of all, when he filled in on the power play, he took Kreider's spot. I don't think it was the end of the season. I think Kreider was hurt a few games in like the middle end. I don't know.
Yeah, I specifically remember them showing the highlight on NHL Network and Rupper praising him a lot on. He had like 4 or 5 recoveries on pucks or free pucks.
Yeah, I like your idea of having him on the wall. I like having him on the wall because I think he's a better passer. Like Cuz says all the time, that's what he was known for in juniors and stuff. So I like having him on the wall
across to Zibby. Yeah, you give that seam pass across to Zibby. You got the option for the left-handed shot and the right-handed shot. You got Panarin up at the top to give him the back door, hopefully.
Well, it gives Fox 2 options. It gives Fox 2 options, right? When Fox is up there, and go Zibby or Laffy, and if Laffy buries a couple, teams aren't gonna be able to cheat to Zibby, then you go to Zibby, you know, so you can mix it up more.
Exactly.
I don't mind that. What about PP2 though? Kind of jump down on Laffy.
Yeah, PP2. I like Miller at the top. It seems like Laviolette likes Gustafson, so I guess we're kind of doing what we would do, right?
Yeah.
So I would do Miller and maybe give Schneider some minutes there. And then up front, we got to go with Heedle, Kako, and I guess Trocheck kind of just to anchor it and play center.
Okay. So you got 2D on PP2. I don't mind that.
I just don't see enough forwards really to be able to. I don't know.
There's a lot.
The way I drew it out, I don't see anyone that could play the point and also succeed with their skill set.
Yeah. No, it's tough. It's tough, but I put Kreider in front, obviously Zibby in his office, Fox up top, Panarin, and Kako. And then I did Trocheck, Laffy with Wheeler and Kreider spot in front of the net.
I forgot Wheeler too.
Heedle and Miller, and I would put Miller at the top with Trocheck on the left side and Zibby spot. Laffy on the right side and Heedle in the bumper with Wheeler in front. That would be my second power play. I don't really like any more the two defensemen on the power play, but if I had to, I'd probably go Miller and Trouba because Trouba's got a great shot. So
That's
Wait,
true,
we're
too.
under the first of all, you're under the assumption that Heedle's going to start the season.
right, well, of course. In this bubble that you've established in the prior segment, there's no injuries, so we're gonna. we're
I
gonna
said
go
there was
there.
no waivers.
No waivers or injuries or trades. All right, Mikey. Round us off here.
Yeah, PP1, I'm going with Kreider, Zibanejad, the Breadman, Fox, and I am putting Laffy on the PP1. My PP2, I'm going with you because, well, not going with you, but I'd rather have two defensemen there with Miller and Trouba, and then Kako, Trocheck, and I'm leaving the Breadman on for both.
Panarin just plays the whole 2 minutes. I
Yes.
love it. He'll love that. It's not a bad idea. I mean, Coach had that idea with Fox. I don't, I would tell Fox to stay on as long as he wants. Obviously, Panarin is another guy like that. So
I think one of those two guys will probably end up staying on, not necessarily intentionally. It usually just shakes out that way, unless there's a whistle.
So you got
No.
Miller, Trouba, Panarin, and who are the other two?
Ako and Trocheck on PP2.
So no Wheeler, no Heedle on the power play.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go on to the penalty kill.
I'm going to swap Wheeler and Trocheck.
I like Wheeler in front. He's a big body. He can tip pucks.
Yeah.
I think he'll be good there. So you have no Trocheck at all on the power play.
No.
All right. A lot of interesting.
Like Coach Ed said, you can't put everyone out there. It's tough. I mean, it's a good problem to have, right? So hopefully they're able to mix and match guys. I mean, knock on wood. I mean, Heedle's already hurt, so that could happen. Anyone could get hurt at any moment. So they need a lot of guys to play, and they have the roster for it.
Yeah, we got a deep offensive roster for sure. So that's why I'm interested in the PK. I feel like offensively it's a very deep roster, but Coach, like give me three forward pairings that you'd put on the PK, and what would you do with the defense?
I have Kako, Bonino, Zibby, Kreider, Goodrow, VC, and just roll the D pairs, the 3 D pairs.
Yeah. So you have Kako, Bonino, Zibby, Kreider, Goodrow, VC. Okay. And then all 3 D pairs, you'd roll them?
Yes.
Mikey, what about you?
I actually did the exact same thing. That's really funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't think, I mean, depending on the game, me personally, we've talked about it a lot. I would hardly put Fox out there unless we needed to. I wouldn't start him on the kill depending on the game and how many minutes. I mean, this is something the coaches upstairs should know. Like Fox has been playing already 12 minutes, and they should figure it out and not put him out as much. But that's another issue.
Yeah, I got Kako with Trocheck, Zibby with Kreider, and Goodrow and VC. And then I would just go Lindgren, Truba, and Miller, Schneider, and I would leave Fox and Gustafson off the penalty kill as much as I could. But I would obviously, you're a defenseman, be ready to go in the PK, right? But I would try and switch it up and pair Lindgren with Truba on the PK. That's just me.
I mean, we all agree, but it's not going to happen.
No, I know. Well,
He's already out there all preseason in the penalty kill.
Wait, so you do agree?
I saw 2 games. What's that?
Yeah, you do agree? Then why didn't you pick that? This is your team, not Laviolette's.
I would roll the 3D. If you're going to play 40 seconds on the PK, not a minute and a half, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But
well, you
what
can
we've
end
noticed
the power,
in the last
end it with Fox
in the last few years is Fox is out there to start, then another pair, then he's right back out there.
Yeah, I know.
Why do that and give him that extra 40 seconds when to me it's not necessary?
Yeah, I'd rather him end the PK, I think. So he can give that stretch pass to whoever comes out of the box.
That's true too.
Little Ed, what's your PK?
I went with Trocheck and Kako also, Zibby, Kreider, Goudreau, VC. So I think I had the same offense as you did. And then I agree with Coach. I don't think Fox needs to be out there on the PK, especially he's going to be out there for most of the power play. So I'm going with Lindy, Truba, Miller, and Schneider.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I think you can mix in Benino in the PK, get him some minutes too, and Pitlick, guys like that. But if we're up 3-0, I'm not putting Zibby Kreider on the PK, right? I'll go Pitlick, Benino, like whatever.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I don't think Zibby and Kreider should be out there for much unless they need a shorthanded goal.
Right. Or tie game.
At the same time, you got Goudreau and VC who are very capable of doing that. I mean, so are Trocheck and Kako, right? So
yeah,
they got a lot, like you said, they got a lot of good offense, and they got to find the right ones that are going to be defense oriented. And then what was I going to say? I forgot.
I'm interested to see what he does because he's talking a game where he's going to put situational guys out there in different situations. So I'm curious to see what he does when he's playing with a lead and down and whatnot.
Yeah, what I was going to say was it's hard not to just roll the 3 pairs because you don't want to – once you mix and match these lines like we just said or these pairs like we just said, it's hard to get them back. So from a coach's perspective and a flow of the game perspective, it's hard to get the pairs back together if you start mixing and matching them for the penalty kill. I mean, chances are you'll have a defenseman in the box, so they kind of get scrambled anyway.
You do it a lot on a power play, right? And Fox plays a power play, Lindgren doesn't, and they end up back together. So I don't see why.
Yeah, no, they end up back together, but not right away. And
yeah, but add that happening during the power play and then on the penalty kill.
Right.
And it's a lot of minutes that's all askew.
Yeah, it's tough because you definitely want Lindgren out there, but you don't necessarily want Fox out there on the penalty kill. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, either way, I think the PK will be pretty good, at least offensively. We'll see what Laviolette does. I mean, I think he's known for having good penalty kills as a coach. So I imagine the team will come out and be strong on the penalty kill. All right, why don't we do a little mailbag, Ed? I saw your post earlier. A couple fans hit us up with some questions. So let's take one of those questions.
Well, I guess we'll go with the first one, who sparked the idea from Johnny NYR 1981. What do you think about the recall today? Do you think either Quick is hurt or will be back in the next couple of days? And do you think he's going to be announcing his retirement? So,
no.
Yeah. What I said was he's not going to announce his retirement. He's too excited to play for the Rangers. But I think that they are just calling someone else up to kind of create a little competition and make Quick realize that he's not just here to ride off into the sunset of retirement. They actually want to win. So he's got to put in the work.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they got 2 more preseason games, I think, right? They play tomorrow night on the 4th against New Jersey, and then they play back-to-back against Boston. So maybe they're thinking don't even dress Shesterkin for one of those games, right? And they just want a third goalie up. It could
Mhm.
just be as simple as that. It might not. And Garand
Well,
doesn't need waivers. So
Who's the
Garand,
goalie they brought up?
I saw they called up Dylan Garand. I think that was the
He
move.
played. He played with Quick in one of the games. He played good in the third period.
He's good. He's a good prospect, but he doesn't need waivers, so he can come up, play a game, and then go right back to the Hartford training camp. So
I mean,
think
Quick.
that's probably-
I only watched 2 games, pretty much, and not all of it. Quick made a lot of good saves. I mean, he got beat a couple of times over the glove, but he made a lot of good saves. Defensively, the Rangers were giving up some opportunities from what I saw in the first Islander game, especially. The
Yeah,
Islanders
I missed the game, but I read he was. I don't know if you watched it, Coach, but I read he was peppered. So I mean, what are you going to do? Like,
it's preseason.
he's a backup goalie at this point. The guy's like 38 years old. If he gets peppered, he's going to give up 4 or 5 goals. Like, you can't. When he plays, you got to play good defensively. That's it.
Yeah, defensively they've been giving up a little too much, and I think that's a concern that the coach has had in the press. He's also.
Yeah. Well, I think it's that. I mean, Little Ed, I'm not saying you're wrong. It might be to remind Quick of that. But, I mean, I don't think Quick's going to retire in the preseason. I know a lot of fans are saying, is he going to pull a Marty Baron? Remember that? Marty Baron, like, started the year and just said, I don't have it anymore. He retired like 10 games in, whatever it was. I wouldn't expect him to do that. These guys are proud. He's a 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He's not going to go. He's not going to go out retiring in the preseason. So I highly doubt that happens. It's a good question though. Curious decision to call up Garand, but I think it's just a back-to-back thing in preseason.
I mean, also he probably wants to take a look at the kid against NHL players.
Yeah.
Again, he's our best goalie prospect.
Yep. He had a hell of a playoffs for the Wolfpack. Let's try and get these a little quicker though. We got a lot. Next, this one's for Coach. Do you think Laviolette is the right coach for this team? And it looks like this is a new follower. He just followed us today. Guy who thrives 84.
I mean, I was a fan of his from the get-go. I was a fan of his when he coached the Islanders. I believe, obviously, he's got the Stanley Cup, right, with Carolina. He's got the mind. I think he adapted to the NHL a little quicker than most guys do of his age. And I mean, I like what he says in the press conferences. So I'm like I just said before, I'm looking forward to see if he stands by it, and if he's going to bench guys, if he's going to hold the line and give him so much time. We'll see what happens. But yes, I do think he's the right guy.
Okay. Next up, I'll give this one to Mikey. This is from Gaza. Our boy Gaz over in England. Gaza, 18:77. Who will be the most improved player for the Rangers at the end of this season?
Most improved player, I feel like there could only be one player who has the most improve, and it's going to have to be Laffy. So I'm going with Laffy Taffy.
Love it. Love it. All right. We kind of already answered this one, so we won't actually answer it again. So just shout out to Dawn of the Spurgio on Instagram. Thanks for following and thanks for submitting the question. Let's see. I think we had one from Meg Suter. I just lost it though. Oh, I got it. She said this is from Meg Suter from Suter's Sweet Treats, our favorite Tennessee Meg. Do y'all think Lavi will start some of the younger new guys like Othman and Cooley? And do you think he will take a different approach based off of the past coaches with the young guys? So Cousin, I'd take that one.
Do I think he's going to start the year with Othman and Cooley?
Yes.
No, I don't. I think he could. I mean, they both played really well. I just don't think he's going to, because I think that Drury has a lot of input in that. And again, they don't need waivers. The other guys do. So why not see what you have with the NHL roster? Let them play top minutes in Hartford and go from there. And do I think Lavi will take a different approach with the young guys? I mean, I think that was probably part of the hiring process from Drury is we need you to commit to play these guys. So I'm hopeful that was part of it. But if it ends up like Coach Ed with Heedle and Kako on line 3, then it is what it is. I would say yes. He'll take a different approach.
Okay, fair.
Good
And
question.
we'll end on a fun one. Our first ever mailbag. We'll end on a fun one from our friend Bog, B_OG. Shout out to Brian O'Gorman. Would you rather be stuck in ice skates or hockey gloves for the rest of your life? All right, let's change it to roller skates, since obviously ice skates is literally impossible. So I'll go first. I think I'm gonna go with roller skates. I could definitely get around on rollerblades. I don't think I could do anything as like my daily life with hockey gloves on. So I'm gonna go with roller skates.
I have to agree. Hockey gloves, you can't do anything. How are you going to eat? Like
Pizza. You can hold a slice of pizza with some gloves.
Yeah, you know how gross those things would get after like a few years.
What about going up a staircase?
Yeah, I can get up a staircase in rollerblades. I'll be all right, Coach.
All right, so we got 2 rollerblades, Coach.
I'm going with the quads.
The quads.
All right, a little asterisk next to that one, so that's a little bit easier to get up staircase.
Yeah, I mean, Mikey? I think the only logical choice would be blades. Now that I'm thinking about it, you really can't do anything with hockey gloves.
Be real tough. So shout out to our buddy Bob for that question. Keeping it light as always. We love you, buddy. All right, that wraps it up for the first mailbag. I think that's pretty good success for posting it a couple hours ago. So thank you everyone for submitting some questions for us.
I think you missed one.
Did I? Oh, I missed one from Eddie Arm 19. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I wonder who that was.
Oh my God. All right, let's move on to our bold predictions. Our bold predictions. So we're each going to make one prediction that it would be considered bold, right? So like the example I gave to everybody is you can't say like Kreider will get 20 goals or like 10 power play goals. Like that's not an off the board or bold prediction. It has to be somewhat bold. We'll start with Coach Ed since he's been so successful with these bold predictions. I'd like to go back and look at your bold predictions. I think you've been on like almost every single one. So go for it, Coach.
Well, it's hard we did bold predictions from the beginning of the season or like into it a little bit. But
No.
Anyway, I'm going to go with Wheeler, 30 goals.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
That would be crazy. He had like 16 last year, so that would be a huge
new place. He's got some guys that can really
That's pretty bold.
Guys that can really dish the puck. I'm going with 30.
I think it's bold, but I have good feelings about Wheeler, and a lot of buzz around is that he's a very underrated signing, especially for the price.
No, for sure, man. 30 goals would be a hell of a year for Wheeler at this point in his career.
What is his highest goal? What are his highest goal seasons? Do you have that or no,
Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, every piece of information is at the tip of your finger in 2023, Coach. 28 is his best goals season.
Really?
28 goals. He's more of an assist guy. His high assist total is 71.
Well, it took Kreider X amount of years to get to 50, so
30 goals is quite bold. It's quite bold. His last 3 years, 15, 17, and 16. So we'll see. Coach
stuck in Winnipeg.
Coach has been red hot with them, so I'm not gonna.
It might be the beginning of the end of my bold predictions.
I'm gonna go next. I did also 30 goals, but I took Kaapo Kakko. I think he's going to be a beast this year. I'm ready for his breakout. More so than Laffy. I want Laffy to break out, but I really just have a feeling about Kakko. He's got an edge to him. I look at his interviews. And he's just like frustrated with, the point totals and not being viewed the same as like Hughes. And so you can just tell he's got an edge to him now at this point in his career. And I think he's going to really get a chance to take off in a top 6 right wing spot. So Kakko, 30 goals for me. Up from what do you have last year? 18? That would be a pretty big jump.
It'd be nice.
Right. Mikey.
So I'm going with 3 bold predictions, but it's
Supposed to
be
do one. So pick your
It's
only.
going to be one. I say Laffy, Heedle, and Kako all score 55 points or more this season.
Laffy, Heedle, and Kako all get
I like that.
55 points or more. What are their totals last year? 45.
Nobody broke. Yeah, nobody broke 50. Heedle was at like 44 or 45, like you were saying. I know Laffy hit 39. I just can't remember.
Kako at 40. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kako 40, 18 goals, 22 assists. Laffy 39, of course. And Heedle 45. Okay. I think that's a good. That would be great. I mean,
Yeah, but if all 3 of them don't do it, your prediction is wrong.
Correct.
Okay. It's like his trivia questions. There's 3 parts.
yeah. All right, little Ed, what's your bold prediction?
I don't know how bold this is. I guess it hasn't happened yet, so technically it's bold. I think Panarin's finally going to break 100 points.
Yeah, I think that's pretty bold. He's never done it. What do you have last year? 90? So that's another 10
91,
points.
I think, 92.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Mikey, I think with the boldest prediction, Laffy, Heedle, Kako, 55 points each. Wow. Let's hope you're right, Mikey. Little Ed, Panarin, 100 points. And Coach Wheeler, 30 goals. Me, Kako, 30 goals. All right.
Honorable mention, Mika, 50 goals.
Mika has the talent to break the Rangers record in goals. If he gets hot. Remember that one year, the COVID shortened year? He had like 40 goals in 50 games. He would have broken that season if COVID never happened. He would have had 60 goals.
Yeah.
But he's a very unselfish player too, as Joe Micheletti always points out.
Can we do some fan bold predictions quick?
Yeah, let's hear some of the bold predictions from the fans.
Well, I just said fan of New York Rangers, our buddy Mike up in Connecticut, the card collector. Kreider has another 50-goal season. Gaza, 1877, our boy Gaz. Devils won't win the Stanley Cup. He just loves chirping the Devils and loves chirping Neil.
There's 32 teams.
Dawn of the Spurgio again. Laffy doesn't break 45 points, so I guess he's just a hater. And this pest again, Eddie Arm 19 said, Coach Ed has Heedle in the doghouse every week of the season.
That's not a bold prediction.
Every week? It's pretty bold.
You're not allowed to do every week because you have to use my gift and switch it out just for the effect.
He's just gonna hold up the same card every week.
Yeah. I bought
We'll put Heedle on
all
the
the
bird.
extra base cards. So
You gotta get him 2 sets of cards and 2 doghouses for when he's in his alternate location. You gotta leave one in his car because he's never gonna remember it. He goes to the second spot.
What happens when he puts the whole power play in there?
You gotta put all the cards in. Put them in like this, like sliced bread.
On a 45 or 30 degrees.
Little Ed's muted again and talking.
Speaking of my crafts, you didn't see what's behind me, cuz.
What's behind you? Oh, the sneaks. Damn, I'm getting all types of gifts. What's going on?
Work in progress.
Christmas
but-
has come early. Look at these beauties. Wow, those look sick. They're
Very
gonna
nice.
go great. They're gonna go great with this jersey.
Yes, they are.
They look
So,
beautiful.
work in progress. If anybody else wants a custom pair of Rangers shoes, hit me up.
Those are really nice. Wow, you're doing a great job. It's got to be hard to. Is it the red is over white or is it over blue?
The red's over white, so it's easy. But then I have to paint one of the Adidas stripes white first, to then paint it red. So
Oh,
I
okay.
got most of the red done on one shoe. I just got to do the red middle stripe for the Rangers stripes, and then I got to do the other shoe.
Nice, man. Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Work in progress.
All right, I'm excited.
How old are you, Ed?
Me? 37. Hey, you know what is? Look at my room. Look at this. I
It's
just got.
important to stay a kid at heart.
I just got this, Coach. You ask how old I am. Let me show you.
This is a foreshadowing to another segment, the memorabilia corner from look at that, Brian Leach Lego
Series 1. Oh, boy.
in the box too. Head on over to YouTube to check that out. All right. So what else do we got on our you're on mute. What else do we got on our preseason episode?
We gotta go through our awards.
I dropped the mic. You guys hear me?
Yeah, you good.
All right. Yeah, so we're going to couple more things. We're going to pick a player for each of these categories, kind of rapid fire it. We talked about a lot of this already, but there's 5 major categories I want to talk about. We're going to do a breakout player, an emerging leader, somebody who you think may step up as a leader of the team, the teacher's pet, which is aptly named after Brett Howden. So pretty much who's going to be to Laviolette what Brett Howden was to David Quinn. And then, a sophomore slump, maybe a young player you think is going to regress or a veteran who's going to decline. And then if any Ranger you think is going to win a major award this season, meaning the Hart, Selke, Norris, Vezina, Calder, Rocket Richard, or Art Ross, pick one. Don't pick 4. Who's most likely to do it? And we'll start with Little Ed, the breakout player. I called it the Adam Fox breakout player because he kind of came out of nowhere and became a star. So who's going to do that this season?
I wouldn't say he's going to come out of nowhere, but I'm going to give Kako the breakout season prediction. Really been rooting for him the last couple of years. He definitely has the skill set, and he's been working really hard. So I think this is his year.
All right, Coach.
I'm going with Othman as a call up, and he lights it up.
Mikey.
Going with Laffy Taffy.
Mikey.
And I went with Capo Caco, who I already told you guys I think is going to have a monster season. All right. Ryan Lindgren, emerging leader. All right. Young guy who comes in, emerges as a leader. I think it's a Ryan Lindgren type award. What player is going to take on a leadership role this year unexpectedly for the Rangers? Coach.
That's a tough one. I mean, they could have been on the team already.
Yeah. Just someone you think will be like a leader on the team, in the locker room, whatever. Someone a little unexpected, right? Like, don't say he's a Banajat.
All right, Zibanejad. No, I'm going to go with my boy Schneids. I'm going to stick close to the hip.
I like that. I can see
I
that.
like him in his interviews. They interview him a lot in the post game and stuff. And he's coming around. I see Eddie sending stuff on social media. I think he's going to come out of his shell a little bit.
All right, Mikey.
I'm going with Capo Caco. I think he's
Kako winning a
big
lot of awards.
big leader this season.
Capo Caco. Little Ed. Unmute yourself first.
I am going to go with Wheeler. I don't know if that's really a secret or a hidden one, but I think he got his captainship stripped from him in Winnipeg. And, I mean, everyone's been saying it. We've been saying it this episode. He's looking for a fresh start. So I think he's got a fresh locker room to bring some of his knowledge into.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I went with Keandre. He hangs out with Trouba a lot. He plays with Trouba for a few years and probably rubs off on him a little bit. I think he might emerge. Who knows? Especially if he keeps playing well. It is a tough one. I agree with Coach. Schneider's a good one too. I like the Coach's pick.
Wheeler is one of he's buddies with Trouba, isn't he?
Well, I don't know if they're buddies, but they played together in Winnipeg.
Okay.
All right, the Brett Howden Teacher's Pet Award. It's not really an award, but I just wanted to say that. Who's going to emerge as Coach Laviolette's favorite player? Who they're going to maybe he overplays him or won't take him out of the lineup? Who's it going to be? Little Ed.
His favorite player, I'm going to go with Jimmy VC.
All right, that's a good one, Mikey.
Exactly what I picked too.
Coach.
V-man.
I'm gonna go with Troche.
Yeah, I could see that. I just took Gustafson because last year he had 40 points at Washington and Laviolette coached him, and then they signed him, even though they had Zach Jones. So there's something there, and he's probably never going to take that guy out. All right, who's going to regress or decline? Could be a young player who regresses or a veteran who you think is going to produce a little less this year. Called the sophomore slump. I'll go first on this one. Because of the way I have the lineup, I went with Trocheck. I mean, Trocheck had a hell of a year last year. He had over 60 points. If he's not on power play 1 and he's not second line center anymore, I can see a dip in the points into the 40s or low 50s for him. So I think his overall play won't really decline, but I think his production will. Coach.
I'm gonna go with Heedle. He doesn't break 20 goals.
Well, if he's injured, we'll see. Mikey.
I'm gonna go with Trouba. I think Trouba's gonna have a little bit of a sophomore slump offensively, at least.
Yeah, Trouba's getting older. He's turning. I think he turned 30, which is crazy. So he might start to decline a little. His foot speed. Little Ed.
I think Goudreau's going to have a tough year and piss off a lot of fans. Not really a tough year, but just like the contract is just going to be breathing down everyone's neck, and they're going to be calling for him to be traded, and he's going to have he's going to just play his year, but it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah. All right, I could see that. So you're saying not a lot of points, but he's effective.
Not a lot of production
in his role, right? Yeah, I could see that. All right, so I got Trocheck. Coach has Heedle, shocker. Mikey with Troubs, and Little Ed with Barclay Goodrow. All right, what Ranger is? Well, first, will the Rangers have a player win a major award? Hart, Selke, Norris, Vezina, Calder, Rocket Richard, or Art Ross? And then also, if so, who will win it? And even if you don't think the Rangers will have a player who wins that award, pick one anyway who is most likely to win. Little Ed, we'll start with you.
I'm just going to say it every year until it happens. I'm going with Zibby and the Selke.
You just want to say you called it. That's it.
Yep.
That's an Uncle Pat move right there.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad would do that. Every year he said Kreider's going to score 30 goals. He never did. He never did. And then after he dies, he scores 30. Scored 50. Anyway, I like that pick. Zibby with the Selke. All right, Mikey.
I'm going with Panarin. The bald head Panarin this season will win the Hart.
Panarin, bald head Panarin to win the Hart Trophy. Not a lot of fans will have that as theirs. I like that, Mikey. I went with the obvious. I just think the most likely to happen is Shesterkin wins the Vezina. I just think that's the most likely to happen. But I don't know. He's already got one, so maybe there's a little bias there, and they'll give it to him. Who knows? Coach?
I'm going with Foxy coming back up and winning the Norris. Came in second last year. Did he come in second?
Came in second, yep.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's coming back and grabbing it again.
All right. Foxy for the Norris for Coach. Igor, the Vezina for me. Mika to the Selke for Little Ed. And Mikey with Panarin wins the Hart Trophy. It's a lot. We're going across the board on that one. All right. So let's wrap this up. Let's pick our playoff teams. We're going to do our predictions here on the standings, and then we'll wrap this up. We'll start with the Eastern Conference. Tell me your 3 teams in the Metro, your 3 teams in the Atlantic, and your 2 wild cards. I'll start to get the ball rolling in case coaches didn't prepare. I got Carolina winning the Metro, Rangers in second over the Devils in third. And not a lot of people are going to have that, but everyone's hot on the Devils and down on the Rangers, and I just got a feeling it's going to flip back. We'll see. And then in the Atlantic, I got Toronto winning the Atlantic. I had Tampa in second, but then Vasilevsky got hurt, so I'm going to leave it Tampa. I won't change it. And then Buffalo 3, and I got Florida in the wild card with Pittsburgh. I got the Islanders, Bruins out of the playoffs. Panthers and Penguins get the wild cards. I said I wasn't going to pick against the Bruins, but I just couldn't fit them in. I guess now with Vasilevsky's injury, maybe they'll end up taking one of those top 3 in the Atlantic. But, all right, Little Ed, what's your Eastern playoffs?
Yeah, I got Carolina number. You know what? Screw it. I got Rangers winning the Metro.
Love it.
Gonna
I love
surprise
it.
a lot of people. A lot
You
of
know what?
people.
Screw it. He goes.
Carolina number 2, New Jersey number 3. Then we got Atlantic. You got Toronto, Florida, and Tampa as the top 3. And then Boston's going to get that wild card. I'm not making the same mistake as last year. And we'll give Pittsburgh the other one.
Okay. Mikey.
So I'm going with Carolina 1, Rangers 2. Pittsburgh is going to get that 3rd spot in the Metro.
Wow.
Ooh.
Everyone's falling off, baby. I love it.
And you're going to have Toronto, Tampa, and Florida. And the Devils Islanders are going to sneak into those wild card spots.
God damn. I hope that doesn't happen. Devils and Islanders in the wild card. Wow. Coach, what do you got? You got to unmute, Coach. We had to mute you because you were chewing.
Devils first, Rangers second, Carolina third. I got Toronto, Buffalo, Detroit. And I got Pittsburgh and the Islanders in.
All right, so who do you got out? You got Tampa out?
Yeah, they got the goalie hurt. They lost a lot of players.
You got
I
the
thought they
Panthers
lost
out?
I got the Panthers out. They barely made it last year.
So hold on. So you got Tampa and the I'm trying to just keep track because it was hard for me to follow. Tell me your Atlantic again.
Toronto, Buffalo, Detroit.
Okay. And the wild card?
Pittsburgh and the Icelanders.
So you got the Bruins out, the Panthers out, and the Lightning out.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, the East is a beast this year. So I think the Islanders, Bruins, Senators, Capitals, Red Wings could all make the playoffs. I mean,
It's tough.
I got those 5 teams out, and all 5 of them could make the playoffs. You know, it's a tough one to pick this year. So we'll post those and see what our fans think. All right, let's do the West. Who are your playoff teams in the West? Coach, tell me.
I'm going 4-4. I'm going Colorado, Dallas, Nashville, and the Wild as a wild card. I got Vegas, Oilers, Kings, and the Kraken as a wild card.
All right. So Vegas wins the Pacific. And who do you got winning the Central?
Colorado.
Colorado. Okay. Mikey.
For the Central, definitely have Colorado, Dallas, and I'm going Arizona.
Ooh.
Go with rubber.
Ooh. All
And then
right.
Pacific, we're going to keep Vegas, Edmonton, the Kings. And I do think the Kraken get in the wild card. And then that last spot, we'll go with Nashville.
All right. Nashville. So you got Minnesota missing. Interesting.
Correct.
Yeah, Nashville's got that good goalie. So I think they're a good little sleeper team. All right, Little Ed, give me your West.
Central, right down the line, Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota, same as last year. For the Pacific, I'm going with Edmonton winning the Pacific, Vegas, and then LA, giving Seattle the wild card. And it would be something if Arizona made it in, but I'm going to go with Nashville with my other sleeper for the wild card. I think they're what's his name? Barry Trotz is going to make some moves, or he's going to put together a good team. or the right team, I should say.
All right, so you got Nashville grabbing that 8th spot.
Yeah.
So I went Dallas winning the Central, Colorado 2, Minnesota 3. I got LA winning the Pacific, Edmonton 2, Vegas 3. I got the Kraken, who I think are just a touchback from being in the top 3 in that division. And then the 8th seed in the West, I was just like, any of these teams, like they're all rebuilding teams. You know, it's like the Blues are rebuilding, the Canucks are rebuilding, the Predators are rebuilding, Jets are rebuilding. Like the Ducks are terrible, the Sharks terrible, Blackhawks terrible. So it really is like Calgary or Arizona. I guess St. Louis would be in that mix. I just went with Calgary because they got Jacob Markstrom. Maybe Huberdeau has a better season. I don't know. So I went Calgary with the 8th spot. I got Nashville out. But they have Jussi Saros, so who knows? Should be interesting. So we'll mark those down and we'll see where they end at the end of the season. Little Ed with Rangers winning the Metro, though. Can we talk about this? Like, was this something you debated before? Because you said Carolina and then you went, screw it, and you said Rangers. I'm just curious what happened.
I don't mind that pick. I mean,
Just another bold prediction. I think they're flying under the radar with, like I said, the Wheeler signing, I think, is underrated. A lot of people are overlooking a lot of the moves that they made, a lot of moves that Drury made, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think they're under the radar too. You know,
Carolina didn't get any better, and the Devils, they can't trap that lightning in a bottle 2 years in a row. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the Devils might drop a little. And the thing is, Igor Shesterkin to me, like
Right.
That's
They have
that's
a
why
lot of
when
players with a chip on their shoulder.
I listened
the
to
Devils
the Chicklets
don't have the
episode.
goaltending. Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
listen to the Chicklets episode with Biz, and he's like, he picked the Rangers out, and Whitney was like, "How are you gonna do that when they have Igor Shesterkin?" Like, that's the truth, you know. It's like, even if the Rangers take a step back, which I don't think they did, but even if they do, they have Igor. They're going to be a playoff team. I think it's very unlikely the Rangers miss the playoffs with Igor. If he's
wait,
healthy.
Biz made that they're out of the playoffs. They're not in the top 8.
Yeah, he picked them out. He picked the Rangers out of the playoffs.
I would be surprised at that.
He hates
He
the
likes
Rangers, though.
He
So.
trolls the Rangers. They really hate Rangers fans, unfortunately. So
Yeah, because of the Pittsburgh series. And Biz played for Pittsburgh or some stupid nonsense. Something like that. But anyway, it is what it is. So I just agree with it. I think it's more likely they win the Metro than miss the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll see, though. See. But all right, we'll see where Coach Ed ends with his bold prediction. So the season starts for the Rangers on the 12th. I was just checking the schedule here. So the NHL season starts October 10, and the Rangers start October 12th on the road in Buffalo. So we'll drop an episode before that. We'll talk about our fantasy draft, which is happening on Friday night. Coach Ed, I hope you don't have any Friday night plans.
Yeah, we have a game.
Oh, so then
This
I got to
Friday night.
Yeah, we can move it. It's all right. I mean, the draft time is posted. What time is your game?
Do the draft Monday night.
Monday.
all right, we'll talk about it. We don't need to talk about it right now on the air.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. So we'll talk about that next week. Our fantasy draft. Maybe we'll do it live and laugh at Coach. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And get ready for the season, boys. I'm ready.
Right
We're
around
definitely
the corner.
doing the draft live, or at least we're recording it. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, you gotta watch the YouTube so you can see Little Ed's face when Coach Ed started suggesting a new draft time, and he's just like, "All right, like let's not do this."
Because I know it's going to be another 10 minutes of, okay, we'll do Monday. No, we can't do Monday. We'll do Tuesday. Well, I have class Wednesday, so we'll figure it out in the group chat and we'll move on.
All right. Good episode, boys. Let's see how our predictions do.
Great
Thank you.
episode.
Can't
Thank
wait
you.
for some hockey, boys. This
I know.
preseason is fun, but I can't wait for some regular season for it to count. Let's go.
Yeah, thank you again to Oscar for the jersey, and check him out, Oscar's Pro Stitch. Oscar's Pro SH or PSH. Yeah, Oscars PSH on Instagram. Check out Suitor Sweet Treats at suitorsweettreats.net. They make amazing cookies. Thank you to them and all our other sponsors. And thank you to our fans who submitted questions. Hope you liked our answers. And look out for new mailbags during the season. Make sure you submit your
I don't
questions.
think we mentioned Meg during my party episode. She made me a series of Seinfeld cookies. Did we talk about that?
I don't remember, but if you want
we
to.
might have mentioned it, but
I'm
If
gonna
you
have to
want-
bring them on next time. I gotta. You'll go crazy.
You got to put them in a
I'll
shadow
post a
box.
picture of those.
But anyway, phenomenal job, Meg. Thank you very much.
As
Yeah.
usual.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meg.
All right, boys. Love you guys. We'll talk
Love
Great
next
you
week.
job,
guys.
boys.
Love you guys. Let's go Rangers.
Let's go
Let's
Rangers.
go
Let's do it.
Rangers.